What's up, guys and gals, Ninja Turtles fans? Here we go with the Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Colossal Leonardo. Colossal as in 48 inches tall. Yeah, 48 inches. That is 4 feet from the ground up. This is one large action figure. And on the tag right here, there's actually a little information on the back, which reads, "Your favorite ninjutsu practicing, pizza eating, and skateboarding mutant teenagers come to life. Colossal size. Leonardo stands 48.5 inches tall with 9 points of articulation and wields his trusty swords. Open his shell to reveal a secret storage space to hold all your ninja secrets. Grow to become the hero you're destined to be with the colossal-sized Leonardo." So yeah, 48 inches. That's 4 feet tall. You know, if you're an adult, then, you know, that's not exactly the life size. It's still pretty damn big for a toy, an action figure. But to a kid, this is larger than life size. That's just pretty damn awesome. Give you guys a full head-to-toe look at this colossal-sized figure. There's a fair amount of detail in there. Not much as far as paint apps though. And the backside of Leo, you do see screw holes, which is slightly unsightly, but you know, something this big, you're just gonna have them displayed and you're probably not gonna be having the backside visible anyway. Now it's hard to get an exact measurement, but I think it might be pretty much exactly 48.5 inches tall. While I, as an adult collector, you know, consider this pretty much a statue, it still is technically an action figure, a colossal size action figure. I think the description was inaccurate in saying it had 9 points. I believe it's just 5. You know, there is articulation in the head there. And then here in the shoulders and the joints are nice and solid. I actually have to put a little bit of work into lifting this. And also in the wrists, and I don't think there's any other articulation. I mean, unless you count the shell that pops open, but none here in the legs at all, as far as I can tell. There's a closer look at the face, really accurate to, you know, the design and the Nickelodeon Ninja Turtles. I don't know if the camera will pick this up much, but there's actually some nice detail in the texture of the skin. And then there's some sculpted scratching on his shell right there. Even on the knee pads, there's some sculpted scratching, which would be cool if there was you know, some painted details there. But you can actually add those yourself. It wouldn't be too hard to do a wash on that. There's also nice sculpted detail in the belt and these finger wraps as well. And going on to the back, lots of sculpted detail in the shell, as well as some scratching. It's a nice touch. As far as paint apps, I believe the only paint apps on Leo here is the eyes and on these finger wraps, which are painted white, but it's not painted on the inside. Not that big a deal. On a similar note, we see how the belt is brown, but they did not continue that on the back, because this, which is connected to this shell, is one piece. So, you know, it could have been painted, but I guess it is what it is. But again, you know, it's on the back, and you know, if you're just using this for display, not that big a deal. You're just gonna see them from the front most of the time. And then that shell, which serves as a storage area, is where you'll find the katanas. Pretty cool. But what's cool about this too is, you know, if you collect the figures, or especially, you know, for kids, you can actually just store your Ninja Turtles action figure collection in your giant colossal size Leonardo. That's pretty cool. So here he is holding his katanas, which are pretty cool. They're not very long. The blades measure about 12 inches long, with a total of about 18.5 inches long. But it's nice that JAKKS did include, you know, katanas. You know, Leonardo has to have his weapons. Here is a quick side-by-side with last year's colossal-sized Michelangelo. Now, aside from the colors, there are some other slight differences. The color differences are only accurate to, you know, their actual designs in the cartoon, but there's some actual minor construction differences in these two. First of all, it looks like they slightly improved the way the bandana is attached, and the bandana is of a slightly rubbery material. On the Mikey, it wasn't on there very flush. As you can see, it looks like it's sticking out. It looks like it can come off as well. And then the shoulder joints seem improved. It really feels solid and sturdy. It doesn't feel like it's going to fall off. But on the previous Mikey one, it actually feels a little loose, and you can see it kind of looks like it's coming off there. Now on the hands on Michelangelo, these finger wraps were actually separate little rubber pieces, which were really prone to falling off. I remember seeing a bunch of these in stores that were missing the finger wraps. But on Leonardo, this time it is just painted, which for me personally I prefer, except for the fact that the painted detail was missing on the inside of the fingers. One thing that was better on Michelangelo is these fingers were closed up, whereas on Leo, you can see here, they're kind of like hollow pieces. But again, the quality and construction actually feels better on Leo. The joint feels nice and tight and sturdy, whereas on Mikey, it's pretty loose and kind of looks like they can fall off. But then on Leo, we also get feet that are hollowed out, as opposed to on Mikey, which, you know, it's a closed up construction. I don't think it really affects the quality or the sturdiness or how well the figure stands. I think it's going to stand just fine, and it actually makes it weigh a teeny tiny bit less. So another thing that was not an improvement from the Michelangelo one is, looks like they actually did have a separate piece for the back of the belt on Mikey, so it is the same brown as on the front. Whereas on Leo, I guess they cheaped out a little bit and did not make it a separate piece to match the brown on the front of the belt. But something else that is improved on Leo is the grip on the weapons. It's really nice and tight and solid, whereas on Mikey, the nunchucks or the grip just wasn't designed very well, so it's really loose. Also worth noting, going back to this texture in the skin, it is not present on the original Michelangelo. It's just smooth plastic, so that also can be considered an improvement. And then one final thing that is also an improvement on Leonardo over Michelangelo, they improved the belt where you can actually put the arm further back, whereas on Michelangelo, how it's like slanted and the arm goes about, you know, that far, so it's still sticking out a bit, whereas on Leonardo you can put the arm pretty much all the way down. So at 48.5 inches tall, this colossal size Leonardo, I'd say it's a pretty damn awesome figure. For me, it's really a must-have. Leo's my favorite turtle, and this thing just makes an awesome display piece, and I imagine kids would just love this thing.